Alpen Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Next topic here we are discussing, it is with the Pakistan. So war and peace with Pakistan. We know that a conflict has been there between India and Pakistan from the starting point itself. So creation of Pakistan itself, the issue has been there and conflict has been going on. So Pakistan has conquered forcefully that region of Kashmir. So Jammu and Kashmir was handed over to the Indian government by its ruler. But at that time, attack has been made by the China's, that attack has been made by Pakistan's military dressed as a civilian. So they said it's civilian, but it's a military attack. And they have occupied that area, that's what we have talked about, POK, Pak Occupied Kashmir, which is actually according to the agreement made by the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir and India, it's a part of India. Forcefully they have opted it. So the Kashmir conflict did not prevent the cooperation between the government of India and Pakistan. Now that what issue has been there. But we find that even though this conflict has been there, we find here that both the governments, they have worked together to restore the woman abduction during partition to their original families. So first, they have taken the steps of uniting the families there. A long-term dispute between these two countries, India and Pakistan, about the sharing of river water was resolved through mediation by the World Bank. So World Bank has interfered in this, and because of that now sharing of a river Indus, that what Indus water has been finalized, and we see now there's no conflict on sharing of a river water. So that what also been a good things has been there between India and Pakistan. India-Pakistan Indus Water Treaty was signed by Nehru and General Ayub Khan in 1960. So we went that by signing this agreement, India and Pakistan, we went that now they become very close. Issue of Jammu and Kashmir has been there, it is not solved at that time, and even till today the issue is remain unsolved. Now here we talk about that India-Pakistan War of 1965. So after the death of Jawaharlal Nehru, we find that when Lal Bahadur Shastri became the Prime Minister of India, Pakistan decided to attack India because they wanted to take the chance that now Jawaharlal Nehru, the most powerful leader, has passed away and a new Prime Minister has been there. So they said that they wanted to take a chance of this, and so they have attacked India from Ran of Kutch area of Gujarat. So from Gujarat boundary, Ran of Kutch, they have attacked India. Now this is the time we know that very important slogan given by our Prime Minister at that time, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. That what a very popular slogan of this Lal Bahadur Shastri. So we find that when this attack was being made from Ran of Kutch area, simultaneously they had also attacked from Jammu and Kashmir in August, September. So we find that they wanted to create a pressure on India. So Gujarat area they are attacking, and then Jammu and Kashmir also they are attacking. Now when we find that the pressure is coming up on India, because two-side attack has been there, at that time India has decided. So to order to ease the pressure on the Kashmir front, Shastri ordered Indian troops to launch the counter-offensive on the Punjab border. So in the fierce battle, the Indian army reached close to Lahore. Now this is what for the first time we find that India has teach a lesson to Pakistan. India rushed deep in Pakistan. Nearby Lahore they have reached. That means that much area has been captured. Now this is what has to be used in pressurizing. But what has happened, we find that it is the step has been not taken up there. This Indian Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri and Pakistani General Ayub Khan was the president at that time. So military commander, so Ayub Khan and Lal Bahadur Shastri has signed the Tashkent Agreement in January 1966. So Tashkent, which is the capital of Uzbekistan, which was a place of earlier USSR. So it is Uzbekistan, the region belonging to the USSR, now it becomes separate. So there this agreement has been signed, and while returning back we know that it is Lal Bahadur Shastri, he died. So we find that it is at end of the life of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Now the next issue we are discussing here with this Pakistan's conflict, one is that war, and another war we call it as a Bangladesh war. So here Bangladesh war of 1971. So here you have seen this is the Bangladesh. If you just look to the Bangladesh, it is surrounded from all sides by the Indian territories. So what we find it, it's West Bengal, then the Bihar, then that is the Assam, Meghalaya, and the Manipur, Tripura. So all these regions have been there, surrounded from all sides by Indian territories. And the south, it is the Bay of Bengal. Now this is actually the East Pakistan. This is the East Pakistan. So we know that two Pakistans have been there in 1947, two Pakistan, East Pakistan and West Pakistan. But what has happened? We know that this East Pakistan is always considered as inferior by West Pakistan. The today's Pakistan, they always consider this as inferior one. And they thought they have to rule over this East Pakistan. So actually this East Pakistan was earlier East Bengal of India, which has been divided, our Bengal has been divided into two, East Bengal and West Bengal. And East Bengal was said to be separate Muslim states, have been separated there, and these states of Bangladesh have been created specially to divide India by the Britishers, 1905. Lord Curzon has done it. So at the time of partition, this area was handed over to the Pakistan as East Pakistan. And now we find that it's West Pakistan tried to dominate over this East Pakistan. Especially we talk about the language issue. The language of West Pakistan is said to be the Urdu. And these people of Bangladesh, they are said to be the Bengali language. Their Bengali culture has been there. So what we find here, it is that West Pakistan tried to impose their culture on East Pakistan. And so we find that here, every field they have been neglected. In a government job, in a development which is undertaken by the government, they neglect this area. So as a result, we find that these people suffer. And so we find that here, this issue has been there of Bangladesh war of 1971. Now here, the rivals are whom? It is India and Pakistan. And it is because of making free this Pakistan, that is the Bangladesh. Now here, what is happening there? What is the background because of which Bangladesh war has been there? So we are looking to that Bangladesh war of 1971, where you will find that it is said to be 4-mark question can be asked over this. Very important topic here. From exemption point of view, you cannot neglect this topic. 4-mark you can prepare. Otherwise, it can be asked for 3 marks like that. But it's a very important one. When there was a first time general election was conducted in Pakistan, because we have seen for so many years in Pakistan, it's a military dictatorship has been there. Military commander, that he becomes the president of Pakistan. But first time when election has been conducted in Pakistan in 1971, it's a general election. It produced a split verdict. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, his Pakistan People's Party, so Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's party emerged a winner in a West Pakistan. जे आता जे पाकिस्तान असा त्या पाकिस्तानान that Zulfikar Ali Bhutto he got a majority, and it is said to be the Awami League led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Now this is said to be the most important leader of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So he is, it is said to be the leader of Awami League, and he got a majority in East Pakistan. So the situation was like that. To form a government, Sheikh Mujibur has to be called to take a charge as a prime minister. So this man, we went that is hoping about that, but situation turned. That is the East Pakistanis, they were treated as a second-class citizens by the rulers based in West Pakistan, so they were not ready to treat them equal. East Pakistanis, we went that they are neglected, inferior status has been given to them by the people of West Pakistan, the rulers especially we can see, they are not treated them equal. So in early 1971, the Pakistani army has arrested Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the leader of that Bangladesh. He has been arrested there. And we went at a reign of terror, it is said to be in this region. So unleashed a reign of terror on the people of East Pakistan. So many people here attacked, so many people killed. They have dominated there by this military of West Pakistan, which is stationed in East Pakistan. So military, when we talk about that, the soldiers and other one, maximum are from the West Pakistan. So we went that they have used that power to dominate over these people. So in early 1971, the Pakistani army has arrested their leader and tried to suppress this, the movement which is going on there as a equality. They doesn't wanted to give them equality, so they tried to suppress them. Now on this background, we went that people have started a struggle to liberate Bangladesh from Pakistan. Now here, the issue of liberating Bangladesh from Pakistan has been there. And now, when this was there, when suppression was going on, one side, Bangladeshi people, they are fighting for freedom from the West Pakistan, and West Pakistan trying to dominate over them with arms and armament. So many people from East Pakistan, they have escaped to save their life, to protect themselves from, that is East Pakistan to the Indian boundaries, Indian regions of, that said to the Bihar, Bengal, Assam, like that. So we went at nearly 80 lakh refugees, they have taken a shelter in India. Now, it is not very easy to handle these 80 lakhs people. And how much time they will live in India, that was also not been very clear. So we went at, according to international law, Jawaharlal Nehru or Indian government cannot reject them. So all needs, requirement of them has to be satisfied by the Indian government. So at this time, Indian government decided to support the cause of this East Pakistani. What for they are demanding? A separate state of Bangladesh. So we went at, India extended a moral and material support to the freedom struggle in Bangladesh. So Pakistan accused India of a conspiracy to break it up. Now what Pakistan thought? That India is now creating problem for them. India is conspiring against them. And so we went at, they have, it is said to be now trying to pressurize India. They said that India must not interfere in this issue. And here for that time, support for Pakistan has been there from USA and China. So here we find that it is United States, which is a very supporter of Pakistan, pro-Pakistan has been there. So that United States, it is called as Henry Kissinger. This is the man called to be the advisors to the US President, Richard Nixon. This man, we went and visited China from Pakistan. Secret visit has been there. Now this is what to tackle India. So now we went at three opposition get together, USA, Pakistan and China, on the issue of Bangladesh. So what we went at here, this is the time India has no other option than to approach USSR. So we went at, this is the reason because of which India has signed the 20th treaty, peace treaty or peace and friendship with USSR. So in August 1971, now we went at, it is in the non-aligned movement, India was one important party there, tried to keep India away from USA bloc and USSR bloc. But when the question of defense of India was there, India has no other option than to, it is said, sign an agreement. Otherwise, these three states, USA, Pakistan and China, may attack India and create a problem. So India has signed an agreement of peace and friendship with USSR. And by that way, India saved, it is said to be, from the attack of America, China and Pakistan. So after a month of diplomatic tensions and military build-up, a full-scale war broke out in December 1971. So, meantime, India was trying to solve that issue of Bangladesh. That what? the way they are being treated. So India tried to solve it, but we find that Pakistan was not agreed or doesn't wanted to negotiate on that issue from heart. As a result, we find that it is that a full-scale war has been broke out there. Pakistani aircraft attacked Punjab and Rajasthan, and army moved to Jammu and Kashmir front. Now this is that said to be that very important issues were been there on the border of India. Especially we find that Pakistani aircraft that attacked Punjab and Rajasthan, and army moved to Jammu and Kashmir. Now we know that it is said to the Pakistan to reach East Pakistan. It has very much problems because they has to pass through the territories of India. They has to fly through or fly on the sky of India, or it is through that Indian Ocean. So they has to approach to this East Pakistan. Now for that they have attacked over India and tried to solve that, but we find that Indian military here decided to take up the chance, and so Indian army made a rapid progress in East Pakistan, and within 10 days Pakistani army in Dhaka has to surrender. So now we find that its credit goes to India's Prime Minister at that time, Indira Gandhi. She has been called as Gungi Gudiya, or she has been called as a lady cannot handle the situation, but we find that she has proved that a lady can also handle that issue in an effective way. When opponent like China, opponent like America, strongest are there, but to deal with that, India has taken up the steps of attacking, that is a Bangladesh area which was there under the control of West Pakistan's army. So within 10 days, India's army has reached to Dhaka, and finally it is said Pakistani army in Dhaka has no other option than to surrender. So we find that it's a liberation, or we say Bangladesh now becomes a free country. So India declared a unilateral ceasefire at that time. So once India achieved its target of making free this Bangladesh from the help of or Bangladesh from that is West Pakistan. So East Pakistan got a freedom from the West Pakistan. That what a very important thing has been there. So as a result, we find that on its own India has declared a ceasefire, and that issue has been solved. So we find that later on the signing of a Shimla agreement, sometime objective question may be asked over this Shimla agreement. So the signing of a Shimla agreement between, that is the Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto on 3rd July 1972, it formalized the return of peace. So with the signing of the Shimla agreement, there's a peace. But what has happened now? We know that one state has been cut off from Pakistan. That is East Pakistan, they lost. And this is the reason we find that Pakistan wanted to take a revenge, and they are trying to always create a problem in Jammu and Kashmir, separate Jammu and Kashmir from India, or they wanted to separate Punjab from India. Khalistanwadi movement, it is supported there by Pakistan, or they are also creating problem from other side. So we find that here that issue of Bangladesh has been solved. That issue of Bangladesh has been solved by conquering it by the Indian military. So that was a very important point. Now we are coming up to the last subheading of this chapter, India's nuclear policy. Now here we know that India was one of the poorest country, but with intellectual peoples. So Indians are said to be very much intellectual, sharp-minded people has been there. India also a peace-loving country. India doesn't want attack to anyone. So always we find that India decided to peace or try to achieve peace. Their aim is that. Now what has happened, we find that it is a nuclear policy here we are talking about there. The nuclear weapons have been developed by 5 countries as we know that, USA, USSR, Great Britain, France and China. And there was now a tensions all over the world due to these nuclear weapons. India has also gone for nuclear technology. Our nuclear program here was initiated in the late 1940s under the guidance of Homi J. Bhabha. So our program has been there under this, that scientist Homi J. Bhabha. So under his leadership, we have gone for that. But aim of our government is not to produce nuclear weapons, but to use that nuclear technology for other development, for other development in a different field has been there. So they wanted to use this nuclear technology in a different field for agriculture development in the other one. So we wanted, on this background, India has not given up the nuclear technology. They are developing that, because what is there? We know that we are always being pressurized by China. We are not much worried about Pakistan, because Pakistan's limitation, we know about arms and armament and the other thing. But China is said to be nuclear armed state. It has nuclear technology, nuclear weapons with them. So India has said that they has to think about that issue. So the first nuclear explosions undertaken by India in May 1974 at Pokhran. At Pokhran only we find that second test also been there. So first Pokhran test has been there in May 1974. And it was said that India is ready to develop that nuclear weapons anytime. So here what is happening? That 5 major countries which are there, 5 nuclear weapons powers in the world, which are in this US, USSR, UK, France and China, they try to, it is said, dominate over the rest of the world. So we find that these 5 permanent members impose a nuclear non-proliferation treaty. So you have to remember this, the non-proliferation treaty of 1968, that is imposed on the rest of the world. So no other state will go for nuclear tests. They can't go for that. That was there. So rest of the world have been banned. And we have banned that 5 countries who are the permanent member of the United Nations. Now we find that India has decided not to accept that decision, even though it is a United Nations decision. India has refused to sign that NPT, the non-proliferation treaty. India has not accepted it. So when India has not accepted, Pakistan also has not accepted. So India refused to sign that NPT as it was discriminatory in nature. Now why India said it's discriminatory? Because you 5 countries, that major dominant state, they have the nuclear weapons with them. And they have not destroyed that. What was the stand of India? You destroy your technology, you destroy your arms and armament, and then you ask for the others. Suppose any of you try to attack the other one, then what the other country has to do? They are weak in front of that nuclear armed country. So India says we have to think about ourselves, our defense. So we can't surrender ourselves by signing that treaty. So India rejected to sign that NPT treaty there. And after that, India has conducted a serious nuclear test in May 1998. Now, this is said to be a very important step taken by the Indian government. So where we went it is started during the time of Jawaharlal Nehru. It's a Congress who has started it. But we find that a straightaway challenge to the world has been given by the BJP government at that time, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. He has taken the decision in openly conducting nuclear tests in 1998. In May 1998, at the Pokhran only the test has been conducted. We went at that time, Vajpayee said to the world, how he declared, Ani Buddha Hasla. This is the statement he has made. Buddha smile. Now why Buddha smile? He has also clarified. Because we are under pressure from the nuclear arms of China. But now China cannot make attack over India because we have also nuclear arms with us. Now if China try to attack over us, we can also attack over China. Now that is a threat to China. So within a 6 months we have known that after that India's nuclear weapon test, Pakistan also conducted a nuclear test. But we know that actually it's not we say a credit to be given to the Chinese scientists, because that was the technology brought from China. China has given the technology. And so we find that Pakistan also been armed here with the nuclear weapons. At the time, so many conditions were imposed on India. So many conditions were imposed by UNO, America and the other countries. So we find that here, that even though the conditions are there, Indian government said we are not worried about that. But within a short period, America itself withdrawn all that conditions, and then India has become independent one. So this is what a very important point which we have to remember. So what we have discussed here with this topic, India's external relations, the very important point for this year's, it is that India-China relations. Another topic, very important one, it is set with the India-Pakistan conflict on Bangladesh issue and the nuclear policy. So this year only the three, but otherwise we find that the entire topic has been there. So I thank you very much for Prudent Media for giving me this chance to share my views on this topic of India's external relations. So I thank each and every student who is watching this lecture. I thank very much. Thank you.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.
अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस।